Why is it different for you now than maybe in the past?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I think when you and I have talked, I think I've always had feelings and emotions about racial and social justice, and whether I've internalized them or just like had those conversations with like close friends and family, but never really was able to develop that courage to really like articulate them in a group, and really use my privilege and platform to do that. I think, after the conversation that you and I had, Kyle, and then, when I really started to think about, all right, like, why am I not on the front lines? Like, if I feel this way, if I have such a strong emotion, why am I not out there doing something about it? And I think I really just started thinking about started thinking about Suki, I started thinking about Shane, and I started thinking about those guys, and that, like, I have to fight for them. I have to help them with their voice. And when I feel like I can check out of this fight, like they're not checking out of that fight. And, I think also just like it was time. Like, I just think I had so much pent up, like it was time. And, I think the other major factor too is like being a father and thinking about how I wanted my son to look at me and to view his dad as someone that was going to fight, not just for like our family, but for everyone.
Definitely. Good stuff. What are some of the things that you're most proud of in terms of the changes that you made or the things that you've done personally or as an institution,
Sure.
either way?
I think a lot of like what I'm most proud of was just helping our guys be educated to like really see the truth. And like, I know I've said this to you before, like white people are trapped in a reality that they don't and won't and can't understand. And I think when our guys have been able to like really see the truth, it's allowed them to find their voice. And then I think just at Gettysburg, that's a predominantly white institution, it's a PWI, to be able to help, co-direct our diversity, equity, inclusion group, which we've never had in our athletic department, to really start to move that needle, and to talk more about how we can diversify our department, our student body, but then also how we can lift up, the Black and brown student athletes that are currently on campus, and then continue to just, make sure that it's an inclusive environment for everyone, so everybody feels safe.
What would you say is kind of that motivation, that coach speak, if you will, to kind of give some energy and kind of keep the front lines revived?
Mm-hmm. I think, that white people to the front, I love that quote. I love that video. And I think it's so true. Like, Black people have been oppressed in our country since 1619. If Black people could have ended systemic racism, it would have been ended. I just think like it's time. Like, it's absolutely time. It has to be white people to the front. And like, white people have a privilege to be able to use our platform, to be able to voice change, to be able to change policy. And you have to find that courage and you have to find that voice, because you may not be comfortable yet speaking out, but you need to look to the right or to the left, or think about your Black and your brown friends, or Black and brown people that that want to say something that haven't been heard for 400 years.
Yeah, indeed.
And we have an opportunity not only to be heard, but to enact change. And those are two big keys, in my opinion.
Indeed.